welcome to another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Rhea. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome back Lee Harris from ATPI Travel. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks, Rhea. Clocks have gone forward, sun is shining, nights are drawing out, so it's all good, isn't it? It's not bad at all.
Well, today it's raining here, so I wouldn't say that, but yes, when the clocks go forward, you know that, the Palma Boat Show is just around the corner, and the season's just about ready to kick off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, a lot of what we're seeing now, especially here, is a lot of the yachts are now making the migration across to Europe for the Mediterranean season. So it's pretty much getting to all systems go.
Right. Well, we're going to start off with a little bit of strike action because why wouldn't we? Kind of our reoccurring theme. What's going on? Strike action at Heathrow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Heathrow is braced for further disruption this month as hundreds of passenger assistance workers prepare to strike for 4 days. Now, around 500 Heathrow workers providing assistance to passengers with restricted mobility will strike for 4 days over the Easter holidays. That's from Unite. They said that on Friday. They said that the workers are angry at being paid an average of 9.5% less than staff doing the same job at Gatwick Airport. The workers will strike from April the 5th to April the 9th. Unite also said that industrial action will impact PRM services across the entire airport, with further strikes to take place if the dispute is not resolved. Now, although staff striking are specifically for passengers with restricted mobility, it is extremely likely to have a knock-on effect across the whole of the airport. So what we would say is anyone travelling from Heathrow throughout those days, please make sure to keep in contact with your airline or your travel provider. We would also say to make sure that you check in at the maximum amount of time that you possibly can, because there will be delays.
Well, if you go by that logic, every woman on the face of the planet should go on a strike until we get paid equal to our male counterparts.
Exactly right. I think you should. That could be, the next Me Too movement. Generally, I think women should be paid exactly the same. There should be no difference. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who will disagree with that. But, with 3 daughters, I believe that is the case.
Yeah, that's right. You've got 3 daughters, so you understand. Yeah, it's an interesting prospect. And as we see, the rights that women have striven for so long being gradually chipped away again in today's day and age, it bears to beg our belief. But anyways, moving along. Air Canada has a new route.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, so there's been good news this week for Canadian crew with the upcoming med season about to kick off. Air Canada, Canada's largest airline and flag carrier, is gearing up to take off with its bumper summer schedule, and this now includes a new route between Porto and Montreal. Now, the global airline is set to touch down in Portugal's second city, Porto, for the first time on the 5th of June 2025, before departing for its home hub, Montreal, later that same day. Now, flights on the new summer seasonal route will operate 3 times per week, departing Porto each Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday afternoon, with the return flights departing Montreal each Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday evening. That's before arriving into Porto the following morning. Now, this new service is due to run until the end of September.
What is that flight that I booked with you from Barcelona to Calgary? What is the airline for that?
That's WestJet. Another Canadian carrier. Yep. You're flying with WestJet.
Yeah, that's perfect. I sort of always worried about that travel route because how was I going to sort of, navigate, and to find out that there is, does that route go all year long with WestJet?
In all honesty, I don't know off the top of my head. I can certainly have a look, but it's like you say, it's a great route for the crew, for yourself, obviously, relocating back to Canada, Rhea. But yeah, no, it's a great route, and the prices are very good on it as well.
Yeah, well, WestJet has been notorious for having great prices. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah. I remember 20 years ago when I was in Canada, WestJet was sort of one of the great up-and-coming airlines. But I've seen, maybe with all airlines, they start off with all the best intentions and do amazing things. But I've heard a few sort of hiccups in recent years. So it'll be interesting to go back home and see whether or not their reputation still withstands 20 years on.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people travel them. I've never, touch wood for you, I've not had any bad experiences with them at all. So, but you can let us know. We can review it on the show.
We will. I'll be putting them through their paces. Trust me, because I'll be having a cat on board.
You will. Yeah.
Do you know what? Somebody said that there's cannabis you can give animals. It's specific for animals. So I think I'm just going to get that cat as stoned as a fart.
Just all 3 of you take it, then you just sleep and have the munchies the whole journey. It'll be fine.
No, the problem with me is if I even smell cannabis, I get really paranoid. So I'd be hiding away in the stowaway cabinets is where I'd be if I got anywhere near that stuff.
Okay, let's not give it to you then.
Yeah, no, not a good idea. But if it helps the cat, great. Moving on, Gatwick Airport. What's going on there?
Yeah, so customers departing from Gatwick Airport no longer need to remove electrical items or eligible liquids from cabin bags at security. That's thanks to the installation of new scanning equipment. All of the airport's 19 security lanes now feature the Smiths Detection Computed Tomography scanners, or CT scanners for short. Basically, it means that electrical items and liquids in containers measuring up to 100 ml can be left in bags during the screening process. And liquid containers no longer need to be placed in clear plastic bags. Now, in December 2022, the government announced new requirements for major UK airports to replace existing 2D screening technology with the more advanced CT security scanners. Now, the original deadline, as we've spoken about on this show, for the work to be completed was June 2024, but the DfT granted extensions to some UK airports, effectively pushing the deadline back by a year. But yep, Gatwick are one of the first ones to get it completed, and other UK airports should follow suit by June.
So that'll just make the process a lot quicker, essentially.
It should do. Yeah, it should be a lot quicker. You don't need to worry about putting your clear bags. You don't need to worry about taking electronics out of your bags. So it should speed up the process.
Nice one. And American Airlines has some news.
They do. And we talked about this briefly before we came on air, but this is one of my pet peeves. So I actually quite like this as an idea. Anyway, American Airlines is experimenting with new technology aimed at preventing passengers from prematurely queuing at the gate, and it appears to be well received by many travellers. Now, the system currently being trialled at selected airports, including Albuquerque in New Mexico, Tucson International Airport in Arizona, and Washington National Airport in Virginia, triggers a beep to alert gate agents and other passengers when someone attempts to board a plane before their seating group is called. This embarrassing deterrent is designed to curb the frowned upon behaviour of gate lice. I didn't know it had a name, but it is. Apparently, it's called gate lice. The new technology is designed to ensure customers receive the benefits of priority boarding with ease and helps improve the boarding experience by providing greater visibility into boarding progress for the team. Now, after announcing the launch, the airline took to their social media to gauge users' opinions on the new system, and the post has garnered numerous positive responses.
Well, I got to tell you, the kind of people that are going to line up and try to skip the queue, as it were, they're the kind of brazen people that wouldn't care whether or not it sent off an alarm, honestly.
True. Hopefully, with that being a slight deterrent and the fact that it's making a beep so it alerts the gate agents now as well, we can pray and hope that we get to a point where people are not queuing a half a mile down the gates, blocking other people getting to their gates as well. Because, like I said, it is a massive pet peeve of mine. It drives me insane.
Well, I mean, and we talked about this off air as well. The fact is, that plane ain't taking off until everybody is on board anyway. So does it matter whether you sat your butt down inside the airport or you sat your butt down inside the airplane? Right? I mean,
for me as well, I look at it as the longer I don't have to get on the plane, the better, because I know full well if I'm doing a long haul flight, I'm going to be sitting there for 12 hours. So if I can stand for a little bit longer, great, happy days, or sit down somewhere else. I don't want to be on there half an hour before everybody else. It just adds time onto your flight where you can't do anything or even go to the toilet, per se. So, yeah, I don't see the fascination of people desperately trying to get on the plane as quickly as they possibly can. Especially with long haul carriers and scheduled carriers, you're designated a seat number anyway. So it's not like you've got to rush around to find the best seat possible. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure why people feel the need to go on a plane as quickly as possible anyway.
And honestly, even though the chairs are hard, in the waiting area, at least you've got lots of leg room there.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep.
Unlike when you get on the plane and you've got your knees up to your chin. Anyway, it is what it is. And the UK entry system for EU passengers. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's basically just a quick reminder that the UK entry system goes live today for European nationalities. So that starts today, the 2nd of April. All European visitors now need ETA approval, or for some non-EU national, a visa to enter the UK. The cost is currently €12, but is likely to rise to €16. The UK government says it's the quickest and easiest way to apply for an ETA. You can download the ETA app from the UK government website. If for any reason you don't have a phone and you can't download the app, you can also apply via the government website.
Nice. Well, next week, what are we going to hear about?
What we're going to hear about probably people forgetting to get their letters for the UK, but we can also discuss about entry into the US, as our friend President Trump is making it slightly more difficult for people.
Yes, well, wipe off all your social media apps on your phone before you go in, because anything negative against the leader of that country and you might be walked away by ICE or refused entry to the country.
Yeah, it's certainly cracking down, so it'll be a good topic to discuss.
Yeah. Well, I'm avoiding it when I go home. I'm just going straight to Canada because I just don't need the headache. I have enough
imagine you
headaches.
went in there. Yeah.
I'm going to be bringing a cat all the way from Mallorca to Canada. I mean, that's enough headache for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can imagine you entering any US airport. It'd be a massive Red Cross.
Yeah. Anyway, Lee, I want to say thank you. And of course, if anybody has any crew questions, we'll provide all of Lee's information below this interview when it airs. And of course, if you want to book flights to get to your next job, or if you're heading home for rotation or whatever it may be, Lee is the man.
Indeed. Yeah, contact me and we can discuss what we can do for you.
Wonderful. Right. You've been watching another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Rhea. I have been your host. And on behalf of Lee Harris and myself, we'll see you again next week.
Boom.